let's get it in.
Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series from Auto Club Speedway. Getting ready for 80 laps around this fast 2-mile racetrack. Brand new league that we're announcing with here tonight. Website is down below in the description. Also, see Racers Elite just put up their Discord in the chat as well. So if you're looking to join a Tuesday Night League, that's where you can find it. Great truck series, talking with the admins, mostly green flag racing, which is exciting to hear. Looking for a great run here tonight. So far, we've got 21 cars that have set times. Looks like we're going to have about 24 or 25 truck cars, if you know, taking the green flag here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. So it's going to be a great one here tonight. We're going to take a look at the points coming into tonight. It's not the points, that is the schedule. I apologize for that. There we go. There's the points. Brandon Honeycutt is your current leader. He's got a win last week. This is week number 2 of the series. Rowan Lloyd sits back in second. Blair Holman and Dennis Kane tied with Timothy Wright for that 4th position. Then Paul Shaw back in the 7th spot. Kirby Wainscott back in 8th. Jesse Fox and Truth Hoke back in 10th. Well, tied for 9th as well. And we'll leave that on the screen so you can see where your favorite drivers are currently in the points. Already getting some chats in here. Good evening. Welcome, broadcaster. Thank you, Jesse. Glad to see you there. Thanks for covering the show, Racers Elite. Absolutely. It's going to be a great one. We are looking forward to it. And talking about that schedule, there it is. You see Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You can see the schedule. A great mix of tracks and races here. Saw last week they started at Talladega, going on to Auto Club. Next week they're at Charlotte. Then 1.5 miles at Chicagoland. Darlington on the 4th. They'll go road course racing at one of my favorite road courses, my home track of Lime Rock Park, Indianapolis Raceway Park, Richmond, some dirt at Eldora, and then they start their chase. So a great mixture of racetracks in all 3 series. So check it out. You can see all their information right there on the screen. Alrighty, we've got Truth Hoke, currently the fastest truck on the racetrack. Not too far behind in time, though, is, I'm going to make sure I say this name correctly. As soon as I can get to my notes. Of course, my mouse doesn't want to work for me all of a sudden. That's how it's just going to go tonight. I can already tell. Sitting back in the 2nd spot is Brandon Sanfilippo. Then Philip Archibald, Andrew Teft, and Troy Thomas, your top 5 currently on the speed charts. But right now it's practice. It's a good judge of where the speed of these race cars are going to be. But it's going to be who has the fastest car here tonight. Auto Club Speedway, very unique 2-mile racetrack. Unfortunately, no longer exists in the real world, but it lives forever here on iRacing. Very unique track, much like its sister track, Michigan. Very wide, multiple grooves. We'll see 4, 5, 6 wide racing here. But on the backstretch, it is a very, very bumpy track. This track has a lot of character. You even see through the corner here as we see Sean Dunaway making his way through turns 1 and 2, coming down the backstretch. You can see just how much these trucks bounce around down the straightaway. And it's a unique track for that. It's really easy to even lose it on the straightaways here if your tires wear out. Although we do have night racing tonight, it is going to be a nice, cool racetrack here tonight. We'll take a look at our track info. You see that 2-mile track, 71-degree air temperature. Mostly cloudy here tonight, 73-degree track temperature. So nice, cool track. These drivers are going to have plenty of grip here tonight. So it's going to make for a lot of fun here in the Racer Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch. We do appreciate you tuning in here tonight. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, don't forget to check out our great partners listed down below. Of course, Intensity apparel and broadcasting. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, or you just want to pick up some Atlee Atman Weiss Racing gear, check out IntensityRacing.com. Of course, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at IntensityRacing.com. Of course, we also got our great partner over at the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products. Feature is right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. This chat is awfully lively here already, and I am loving it. Racer Elite Network puts over on Twitch as well. The websites to the Discord and their website. Of course, the website link is down below in the description for you as well, and the Facebook page, so you can check all that out down below in the description. We got about 30 seconds left here in practice before we get qualifying underway. Another one of the drivers out there just making their final laps. This is the 33 of Charles Mizell. Grew up watching and rooting for Dale Jr., as most drivers did. It's a little bit of the older generation. I grew up being a Rusty Wallace fan until he retired, became a Casey Kane fan. But always had lots of Dale Jr. fans. Always had a lot of respect for him. Being a Rusty fan, it was kind of hard to be a fan of his father until the late 2000s or early 2000s, I should say, and always had some great battles on the racetrack. But the checker flag is flying here in practice, and we're getting ready for qualifying. So lone qualifying, we got 10 minutes to get it done. We'll see who our first drivers are to make their way out onto the racetrack. And who's it going to be out on the racetrack first? Looks like might be, yes it is, the 4 of Dennis Kane. Also hitting the racetrack, it looks like Kirby Winscott and Hugh Escobar out there making their ways out as well. There's the 10 of Kirby Wainscott with the little Kirby on the go-kart. That's awesome. I love that. I love anybody who has a little bit of fun with their profile pictures here on the broadcast. Here's Hugh Escobar also making his way off of pit road. Dennis Kane just about to come across the start-finish line to start his first of 2 laps here at Auto Club Speedway. Again, lots of different ways to run this track. You can run the high side, you can run the low side, you can run the middle. Might even see a couple drivers down on the apron here tonight, so we'll be watching to see what lane tends to be the quickest here. As Kane comes down the backstretch, manages those bumps down into turn number 3. Across the stripe, he's going to be the first one to set a lap here. Comes across the stripe and jumps immediately up to the pole for now. There's Rob Yost Jr. also out on the racetrack. Familiar face here on Intensity Broadcasting. Comes down across the stripe to take the green flag on his first of 2 laps. There goes Kirby Wainscott up into the 2nd position. And Philip Archibald coming down into turn number 3. Wrapping that white line as they come off of turn at number 4 up to the wall. He's going to cut it all the way down to the apron across the stripe. He's going to go P2, the Saskatchewan native. Paul Shaw also out there, currently 4th quickest. Trying to find some speed here on his 2nd lap. Off a turn at number 4, coming down to the stripe. And Paul Shaw is going to move up 1 spot and into the 4th position. Comes Yost down the backstretch on his 2nd lap. See if he can improve his time. Currently in the 5th position. Ran a 40.18. See if he's able to improve on that here on his 2nd lap. It all hang out there on that low lane, using up as much racetrack as he can. Pulling it all the way down to the white line across the stripe. And you're also going to stay in that 5th position for now. Brandon Honeycutt coming off of turn number 2. And you see the trucks moving around quite a bit over those bumps. And if you're running one of them direct drive wheels, you can feel every single bump trying to rip it out of your hands as you come down into turn number 4. And down across the stripe as Jesse Fox goes 5th fastest. And Honeycutt going to jump, actually he's going to stay right there in the 11th position. Here's the 69 of Jesse Fox. Just went 5th fastest on his first lap. Troy Thomas just went 4th fastest as Truth Hoke goes right up to the pole with a 40.03. So here comes Jesse Fox off of turn number 4. Going to cut it down to the apron across the stripe. And Fox is going to stay right there he's going to stay right there in the 6th position as Troy Thomas just jumped up to the 2nd spot as we see Truth Hoke off of turn number 4 down to the stripe. And Truth does not better their time, but stays on the pole for now. So here's Alex Gates coming through turns 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. We got just under 5 minutes left, so halfway through qualifying. Plenty of time for these drivers to make their laps. Laps about 40 seconds. So as long as you got about 2 minutes left or about a minute and a half left on the timer, you should be able to get out there and get your qualifying time in. Here comes Gates off of turn number 4, cuts down low off of turn 4, down across the stripe. Gates goes just a little bit slower on that lap, stays in the 11th position. Here comes Sean Dunaway. Dunaway gets a little loose there coming down through the apron and across the stripe. Another driver just not able to improve on their time. Here's one to watch here is the 12 of Brandon Sanfilippo. He was fast in practice. Let's see if he's got anything here on his qualifying attempt. Also, Alex Teft also out on the racetrack, making his qualifying attempt down into turn number 1. Teft, the Rhode Island native, right down the street from me. Coming down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Off turn 4 and down towards the stripe. Teft's first lap is going to be good enough here for the 17th position. Sanfilippo down across the stripe as well. Currently in the 19th spot. Here's Andrew Teft, another Rhode Island native. So both Tefts in here, Alex and Andrew. Here's Sanfilippo down across the stripe, and he's going to jump up to the top of the track. Top of the board with a 40 flat. Man, what a lap right there to put him on the pole. Lee Campbell just jumped up into the 7th spot on his first lap. Here's Andrew Teft coming down to the stripe on his first of 2 laps. He's going to go 11th quickest on that first lap. Here's Lee Campbell, though, Jumped up to the 7th spot on his first lap. We'll see what he's able to do here on his second lap. Making his way off of turn number 4. Cuts it down off of 4 down to the apron. Across the stripe. Does Campbell have enough to get up to the pole? He is going to not be able to. He's going to fall back into second with a 40.02. Here comes Andrew Teff down across the stripe. See what he's able to do here on his second lap. Andrew Teff goes a little bit slower on his second lap. That's going to put him back in the 11th position. We still got a couple cars left to qualify here tonight. Looks like we got Ryan Coker, Tim Wright, Rick Webb, Trevor Woodward, all left to qualify with about 53 seconds left to make an attempt. Doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to do it. So that's going to do it for qualifying here as we just wait for everybody to grid up. Again, man, what a exciting qualifying race there. Just inching it out there at the end. Brandon Sanfilippo. That's a name I'm going to be struggling with a little bit tonight. If that's the only one I have trouble with tonight, we're going to be in good shape. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, or over on Kick. Do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Right now, besides this Tuesday night race, we are still running with the iRacing Northern Street Stock Series on Sunday night. So if you're looking for some great Street Stock Series racing, check that out on Sunday nights. Of course, these guys have the racing here on Tuesday nights. We'll have them again on the 4th of February. But right now, we're going to take a look at our starting grid. And on pole, as we said, Brandon Sanfilippo gets the pole here with Lee Campbell rolling off from position number 2. Truth Hoke back in 3rd with Troy Thomas rolling off from the 4th spot. Row 3 is going to be Dennis Kane and Phil Archibald. And then Kirby Wainscott and Charles Mizell make up row number 4. Jesse Fox back in the 9th spot in the 69 machine with Paul Shaw rolling off from the 10th spot. Then Andrew Teft back in 11th and Sean Dunaway back in the 12th position. 13th will be Rob Yost Jr. with Alex Gates from the 14th spot. Kensley Smith in the 15 rolls off in the 15th spot with Rowan Lloyd in the 61 in 16th. Blair Holloman back in 17th with Curtis Ecker in the 18th position. And rounding out the top 20 will be Alex Teft and Brandon Honeycutt. Hugh Escobar back in 21st. Rick Webb from the 22nd spot. Tim Wright rolls off 23rd. Ryan Coker back in 24th. And rounding out the field here tonight from Auto Club Speedway is Trevor Woodward. So we are just waiting for the rest of the field to get gridded up here. Lights on the pace car are off. Pace truck getting ready to roll onto the speedway. And we got 25 cars getting ready to do battle here at Auto Club Speedway. Again, and not a track that you can go visit anymore. Still excited to have it and lives on forever here on iRacing. There's just a couple other tracks that no longer exist there here on iRacing. Myrtle Beach Speedway, one of my favorite speedways to watch a race at, being one of them. Lots of memories going down there watching races on my vacations, and track I can no longer visit, unfortunately, but lives on here on iRacing. But here we go, 25 trucks make their way down the backstretch. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road, and we're getting ready to go racing for 80 laps in race number 2 of the Elite Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series. Here we go, pace truck. About to take that left-hand turn down on the pit road. And Brandon Sanfilippo going to lead them down to the starting zone, where the green flag will fly, and we are racing here from Auto Club Speedway. Wouldn't be surprised to see 3 or 4 wide racing down into turn number 1. Right now we are all 2 by 2 down into turn number 1. Great jump for the 12 machine as they come down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Already we're seeing some 2 and 3 wide racing drivers all the way down on the apron as the caution flies for the first time. Big wreck down here on the backstretch. Looks like Jesse Fox looping it around here in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And that's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. We saw the 3 wide racing in the back of the field here. It looks like the 69 of Jesse Fox got a little loose here. Started chasing up the track, then had to turn it down to keep it off of the 33 machine of Charles Mizell. Comes down the track, makes a little contact, then comes right back up the racetrack. Ooh, heavy contact there. That looks like that was the 25 of Paul Shaw. Then we see the 61 of Rowan Lloyd coming up across the track as well. Another hard hit for a couple drivers. Fortunately, these drivers do have resets. We see the Jesse Fox machine making his way down on the pit road. So they do have 65% fuel, 1 reset, 4 sets of tires in the pits. Of course, if we need it, we'll have 2 green-white checkers. And for those in the know, that is a fixed racing league, so all the setups here are fixed. Not a lot of adjustments you can make except for brake bias. So the field getting ready to... A couple drivers down on pit road, actually. We got Truth Hoke down on pit road. Andrew Teft getting some service done. Kenzie Smith. Brandon Honeycutt, Trevor Woodward down on pit road, Rick Webb, Alex Teff as well. Rowan Lloyd, one of the drivers involved in that incident. Looks like he's not taking his reset, just trying to get some of that damage fixed up. Doesn't look like it's too bad. There's Ryan Coker coming off pit road. Curtis Ecker still sitting there. Jesse Fox back in the mix. Looks like he took his reset. And Paul Shaw is still sitting on pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed as well. So some drivers choosing to save their resets for now. I believe we should be getting the 1 to go when we cross the line this time. And with a cool racetrack like this, it can be deceptive as the tires, you feel like you're going to have so much grip with a cool track, but cold tires, cold racetrack, not a good combination. And we saw that as Jesse Fox got a little loose and cause that first incident. But we're going to go back. Green flag racing, lights on the pace truck, about to shut off. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, get ready to refire them here from Auto Club Speedway. Sanfilippo going to take the low side here on the restart, putting Lee Campbell up on the high side. Dennis Kane, Troy Thomas back in row number 2. You're going to have Phil Archibald and Troy Thomas back in row 3. Row 4 is going to be Kirby Wainscott, and Robbie Oss, and then Sean Dunaway and Blair Holman back in row 5. So a couple drivers choosing to come down, top off those gas tanks a little early here. Again, only 65% fuel in this race, so they're going to pit at least twice here tonight. So might as well try to save as much fuel as you can, especially because Auto Club tends to be a bit of a fuel mileage track. Also, we could see some drafting come into play here as well. But here we go. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And the 12 truck going to bring them back down towards the Geico restart zone. As they enter the zone here, green flag flies again. We are back racing in the Racer Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series. And another great jump for San Filippo down into turn 1. You see everybody else 2 by 2 as they come through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. They kind of just spread out a little bit as they come through the corner. Again, lots of different lines that these drivers will be running here, as we already see some 3-wide racing starting to heat up here in the middle of the field here. We see the 33 of Charles Mizell looking down underneath the 10 of Kirby Wainscott. Some more battles up here as the battle for second place starting to heat up, with Dennis Kane down on the low side trying to get around Lee Campbell. Campbell, though, getting a shove here from the 99 of Philip Archibald as they come down into turn number 1. And you talk about drafting, well, there you see it. A little bit of drafting goes a long way. A little contact there as one truck gets shot way up the racetrack. That was Archibald. He's trying to hold on to it. He's going to lose a few positions here as they come off of turn number 2. They are 3 and 4 wide in the middle of the pack here as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. 32 of Brian Holman meeting the sandwich here between the 01 of Sean Dunaway and the 10 of Kirby up on the high side. Said we'd see lots of 3 and 4 wide racing on this racetrack, and we are seeing that right now from the apron to the wall as they come down into turn number 1. 3 wide for position in the middle of the racetrack. Little issues there. It looks like the 79 or 72 of Hugh Escobar got a little loose there, pushed himself up the track, able to hold on to it. There's a couple drivers switching lanes, trying to make something happen in the early parts of this race. Meanwhile, we've got a battle heating up here for the 3rd position as the 3 of Troy Thomas able to pull around the 4 of Dennis Kane, put himself up into the 3rd spot. And Philip Archibald able to gain his positions back. Had some issues there, slid back a little bit. Now he's joined the race again as he is right there on the back bumper of Dennis Kane. Take a look off the back bumper of Kane coming through turns 1 and 2. As Kane uses the little bit of a serpentine down the backstretch to try to keep the draft from happening behind him. Sean Dunaway down on the low side, that pizza hut machine working down underneath Kirby Wainscott. This is a battle for the 7th position. Meanwhile, we've got a battle heating up for the lead as the caution flies for the 2nd time here tonight. And it's for the 72, of Hugh Escobar. That's going to bring up our 2nd wreckage rewind of the night. So we take a look to see exactly what happened. Oh! Escobar came up the track a little bit. Might have thought, we'll go back and look at this one again. Looks like he might have thought he was clear of the 98. Yeah, just kind of slid up the track there. And, man, once these trucks get sideways, the air gets underneath them. Almost had that one go completely over. Fortunately, though, it doesn't look like too much damage to the 72 of Escobar. We'll see if he comes out pit road to take his reset, or if he keeps that truck as the rest of the field that didn't pit on that first cycle comes down pit road. We see San Filippo on pit road, Troy Thomas coming down, Dennis Kane, Blair Holloman, Kirby Wainscott, John Dunaway, Alex Gates, Truth Hoke, Charles Mizell. Just a couple drivers staying out. We see the 60 of Lee Campbell, who is battling for the lead as that caution came out. He's going to stay out to take over the lead. Philip Archibald going to be back in second. Rob Yost Jr., Rick Webb, and Ryan Coker. Drivers that did not pit on this time. Only Rick Webb and Coker have come down pit road already. So already seeing a little bit of action here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. Again, when you have a track this racy, it's not unusual to see a couple wrecks happening at this big track. Of course, next week they'll move on to Charlotte Motor Speedway for a 105-lapper. Charlotte, one of my favorite tracks on the service. Also a very racy track. Another track. You can really choose what lanes you want to use through the corners. If you want to run that high lane, run that low lane. Just like here at Auto Club Speedway, you might see drivers as the race goes on running right up against that outside wall. It's going to be a great finish as always, I am sure, as they come down across the stripe. Lights on the pace truck are off. Lee Campbell going to choose the inside, putting Philip Archibald to the outside. Robbie Yost Jr. and Rick Webb back in row number 2. We'll see the 44 Ryan Coker and Brandon Sanfilippo. I told you I'm going to be stumbling over that one all night long here. Back in row number 3, Sean Dunaway, Alex Gates back in row 4. And row 5 will be Kensley Smith and Trevor Woodward. So far tonight, we've seen that control truck really have an advantage here on the restarts. See if the same is true here for Lee Campbell, as it's going to be his first time being the control truck here tonight. Still currently have all 25 trucks in the race. Paul Shaw is being shown 2 laps down. If he catches a couple cautions here, he'll be able to get himself back up onto the lead lap. Of course, we want to see racing, not pacing here, as the pace truck takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And Lee Campbell leads him down to the Geico restart zone where the green flag flies. And we are back racing here at Auto Club. Starting at lap 12 of 80, and we see Lee Campbell jumping way up to that high side, trying to get a good arc down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, we see the 83, Rob Yost Jr. down on the low side, trying to work around the 99 of Philip Archibald, and Yost going to try for the lead as they come down the backstretch. Also, as we come down the backstretch, we got 3 wide in the middle of the pack as Yost tries to make a dive bomb into turn at number 3. That sticks. He's going to pull a slide job here up the racetrack. He's going to take over the lead here from Auto Club Speedway on lap number 12. 3 wide racing continues in the middle of the pack. Trevor Woodward in that 6 machine, the meat and the sandwich underneath the 15 of Kensley Smith. 32 of Blair Holman up on the high side. We got 4 wide racing right in front. Sanfilippo not able to get going as well as when he was in the lead. Was just caught in a 4 wide battle there. They're back to 2 wide racing as they come down into turn number 3. Meanwhile, up front, the battle for second place is heating up. In the lead, as Rob Yost Jr. is trying to hold off the 60 of Lee Campbell. Philip Archibald was almost right there in the mix as well. As big block by the 54 of Rick Webb. As they go side by side off of turn number 2, Blair Holman and Rick Webb. He's a little side drafted down into turn at number 3. And right behind, we've got a gaggle of trucks Seeing lots of 2, 3, and 4 wide racing here tonight. If you wanted the excitement, they are providing it, as here comes Blair Holman on the high side of Lee Campbell. And Holman's going to take over that second spot on the high side, but here comes Campbell. Pushing it hard back down on the low side, but Holman has that high lane. You can use that momentum and a little bit of draft from Yost as they come down the backstretch. And Holman able to clear this 60 truck down into turn number 3. Right behind, we see a battle here between Sean Dunaway and Kensley Smith. They were just door-to-door, side-by-side off of turn number 4. But Smith able to stay ahead as they try to go back 3 wide racing in the middle of the pack here. Lee Campbell firing back on that low side, getting back around. Philip Archibald trying to get back into that third position, but Archibald not able, or not letting that 60 up in front of him as they come down into turn number 3. Another little battle back here as Truth Hoke and Curtis Ecker go side by side. Hoke trying to work his way back up through the field. Little side draft there. Trying to move that 55 machine forward. Meanwhile, we were trying to go back 3 wide racing for a second. There's the 6. And issues for the 32 of Blair Holman. Looks like they have completely dropped off my screen, so connection issues for the 32. It's going to shake up the front here. As Campbell trying to work around the 99 Archibald, get up into the second position. Almost looks like a super speedway the way the whole pack is still together here. Of course, down in the corner we see a much different lines. We see the 54 of Rick Webb go all the way up to the top of the racetrack. Lee Campbell and the 3 of Troy Thompson all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, as they were just almost 4 wide again down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Rob Yost is loving this in his mirrors. The more side-by-side racing he can see in his mirror, the better spot he is going to be in here tonight. It's Campbell tried to make a dive all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. As Yost is now under attack on the high side from the 99 of Philip Archibald as they make their way off of turn number 2. And now they're 3 wide racing, as here comes the 3 of Troy Thomas up through the middle. Archibald's going to take over the lead. Thomas fighting back on the inside, though. Here comes Rick Webb into the mix. We've got about 10 cars under a blanket here battling out for the top spots. As here comes Troy Thomas on the low side, using a little drafting help. Trying to use that side draft to pull that 99 back like you would see at a super speedway. Instead, here comes Thomas up to the top of the racetrack. He's going to take over the lead on lap 20. Just cross stripe next time by. We'll have just 60 laps to go. Lee Campbell falls all the way back into the 10th position. He's stuck in the middle 3 wide. See the 43 of Alex Teff down on the bottom. Teff's going to work all the way down to the Aber. They're 5 wide down the front stretch. Teff all the way down to the grass. They are still 4 wide as they come down into turn number 1. The 4 of Dennis Kane down on the bottom. 83 of Rob Yost Jr. in the middle. Look at this. They're still trying to be 4 wide coming down the backstretch. All that's going on. We see Truth Hoke working through the field now up into the 3rd spot. They're 3 wide. Almost some contact there between Hoke and Woodward as they come down across the stripe. Real tight racing for the third spot here as they come down into turn number 1. And exciting racing all over the racetrack. You'd think it was the last lap or last 5 laps. Oh, some contact in the middle of the track. We got one over on its roof. That is Lee Campbell. Comes back across track. Ooh, contact. And we go back under yellow for the 3rd time here tonight. We'll bring up our 3rd wreckage rewind of the night. Man, just some tight racing here. It comes from some 4 wide racing, and we see going to see some contact here off of the corner. You see Lee Campbell in that green Realtree truck comes up the track just a little bit. Makes a little contact with, that is the 98 of Andrew Teft. We've seen Teft caught up in a couple of them here tonight. Then just more contact and up into the outside wall. There goes Campbell up and over on his lid. Truck does a pirouette back on its wheels. Here's the 25 sneaking through there of Paul Shaw. And then that is the 10 of Kirby. Just not able to avoid the 60 as he came back up across the racetrack. And again, we're seeing the entire field now coming down pit road. One truck stays out. That is Paul Shaw trying to get the lucky dog here. And Andrew Teft. Looks like Teft is possibly retiring from the race. Not seeing him on my scoring pylon anymore or on the track. As we'll watch the race off pit road here. Who's going to be the first one to make their way off of pit road? Here comes the 60. Coming down to his pit stall. The first driver off of pit road will be Alex Teft. Troy Thomas comes off second. Kinsley Smith, Truth Hoke, and Philip Archibald will be your top 5. And it makes me think, yeah, that 43 of Alex Teft only took 2 tires. Had a 7.93 second stop. Also, Charles Mizell had a 7 second stop, so I believe he only took 2 tires as well. So a little bit of strategy coming into play here, a little bit of gambling. As Teft takes over the top spot, Troy Thomas in the 2nd position. Of course, if you're just tuning in, we appreciate everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Lights on the pace truck are off. We're going to go 1 lap to green. Of course, don't forget to check out the links down below. Of course, we've got the link to the Facebook page for the Racers Elite webpage. Or Facebook page, so check it out. Their link to their Discord is there as well if you're looking to join a league. Information is down in the description. Of course, couldn't be here without some of our great partners as well, including the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products. Figures what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Or you can also check out our website down below at intensityracing.com. If you're looking for one of Atlee Atman Weiss's racing swag, or if you're a small-time team looking for some swag of your own, get a quote today over at Intensity Broadcasting and Apparel at intensityracing.com. So Alex Teft will be the control truck as they come off of turn number 4. Getting ready for that pace truck to take that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. Taft going to lead him back down to the Geico restart zone, where the green flag flies, and we are back racing here on lap number 26. A couple drivers we saw taking 2 tires, Taft and Mazel. So let's see how those 2 tires fare against 4 tires here in the early parts of this run. And already we're seeing a little bit of 3-wide racing as the 4 of Dennis Kane pushed his way through up the middle and up into the up into the 9th position. There's the 99 of Philip Archibald trying to get his way back up towards the front. Meanwhile, Alex Taft has some company as looking to the outside is the 3 of Troy Thomas. Also looking up there, Truth Hoke was trying to make a move. Taft, though, able to hold both of them off for now as they go down into turn number 1. But here comes the 3 of Thomas with a head of steam up on the high side, using that high lane momentum. Here comes Hoke down to the bottom. We are 3 wide down the backstretch. Thomas going to take over that top spot. Here comes Hoke to the inside of Taft as they come down into turn number 3. No look now, but here's San Filippo up on the high side, trying to make something happen. 3 wide down the front stretch. Tight racing down into turn number 1. Troy Thomas takes over the lead. Truth Hope holding on to that 2nd spot, and Alex Teff, after taking 2 tires, going to fall all the way back into the 7th position. Going to lose another spot here, it looks like, to Sean Dunaway. Meanwhile, battle for the top spot is heating up as Truth Hoke takes the lead away from Troy Thomas down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Thomas, though, wants that lead back. Getting a little shove here from Rick Webb as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. And Thomas going to muscle ahead of Hoke for a moment. To come down into turn 4. Who's going to have the momentum off the corner? Looks like Hoke has that spot for now, but here comes that push from Webb on Thomas. Now Webb's going to move it to the middle, make it 3 wide down into turn number 1. Rick Webb now trying to take the top spot away. Up on the high side, trying to use that momentum off of turn number 2 on the high side. Is he going to get a little push here from Thomas down the backstretch? He will. As Hope gets a little shove from the 6 of Trevor Woodward. We've seen a lot of different names up here at the front. Not just the lead, but just in the front in general. Great racing. Oh, some contact there between Webb and Hoke. Allows Trevor Woodward to get a run here in the middle. Is he going to get a run off of turn number 2 and try to make a run at the lead here down the backstretch? A little side draft there. Oh, some contact. Big wiggle out of Rick Webb coming down the backstretch. We talked about those bumps, how these trucks can get out of shape with just a little touch, and that's exactly what we just saw. Somehow Rick Webb able to hold on to it at 200 miles an hour down the backstretch. The 3-wide racing has been relentless all race long as Trevor Woodward down on the low side, Rick Webb up on the high side as they come off of turn number 2. It's allowing Truth Hope to get a little bit of a lead off these two. As the rest of the field, a little more single file than we saw earlier in the race. We just try to chill out now, except for our leaders. Big move down to the bottom from Rick Webb, trying to take the air off the nose of Trevor Woodward. Now Woodward side by side with Kensley Smith as they come down through turns 1 and 2. Smith tries to pinch down the 6, nowheres to go. Now here comes Webb. Blocks down to the bottom, comes back up to the top. Great racing here. As here comes the 6 of Woodward trying to use that side draft to move himself forward. Kenzie Smith able to clear, and Woodward's going to lose a couple more spots as Alex Gates makes his way around that 6 machine and up into the 4th position. Brandon Sanfilippo down on the low side now of the 6 of Woodward. He's trying to work his way back up towards the front. Tell you what though, we've got some big movers through the field. Rick Webb currently up in the 3rd spot, up at 19 spots from where he started. Alex Gates up 10 spots and into the 4th spot. Trevor Woodward up 20 spots into the 5th position. Another big mover, Hugh Escobar in the 9th position. He's up 12 spots from where he started. Some big comers and goers here tonight. As Kenzie Smith moves up into the 2nd position, but Rick Webb's going to pull a little crossover here down the backstretch. Loses a little bit of momentum as the 77 of Alex Gates gives a shove to Kenzie Smith down into turn at number 3. So now Alex Gates up into that 3rd spot. Sanfilippo has the 54 come across his nose. He had to check up to avoid contact. Now he's side by side with the 6 of Trevor Woodward down into turn number 1. Sanfilippo trying to get something going here on that low side. Has no help though. We're seeing that the draft is a huge part of the race here tonight. Fortunately, just not able to get anybody to try to give him a help down the front stretch. He's able, or down the straightaways. Able to get down in the corner, run a little bit lower than anybody else is running right now. As the 54 runs back across the nose of Filippo. A little further back, we see Philip Archibald working to the high side of Dennis Kane. So battle for the 8th position. There's Escobar back in the 10th spot. So maybe cracking the top 10 yet again as Kenzie Smith under attack from Alex Gates, who's working up to the high side as they come off of turn number 4. Quickly approaching the halfway mark. And we've had 3 cautions so far here tonight for incident. So far, only 1 driver has retired from the race. That's the 98 of Andrew Teff. As Alex Gates able to clear the 15 of Kensley Smith and up into the 2nd position where he's going to set his sights on the 55 of Truth Hoke. Right along here with Alex Gates. See him running that high lane, not really moving that wheel too much, holding a real pretty wheel as he comes down. In that higher lane, you see Hoke all the way down on the bottom. Take a look out the back bumper of Hoke. You can see the different lines being run here, especially by Alex Gates using that high lane. Trying to keep that momentum, keep that truck wound up on the high side. See if he's got an opportunity to run down the 55 of Truth Hope. Now it looks like he is doing just that as we take a look at the lap times between Hoke and Gates. Compare the times this time as they come across the line. 2/10 quicker Gates is than Hoke. So that 77 machine coming in a hurry. Showing that high lane may be the preferred line right now as they come down the backstretch. But don't count out the 12 of San Filippo either. He's right there in the third position. Another one running that higher lane. Actually, he's running about a lane down from the 77 gate. So 3 of our top 3 running completely different lines. As you come across the stripe this time, it will be halfway. Battle heating up back here for the 15th position. See Curtis Ecker in the 19 down to the inside of the 32. As we're starting to get drivers calling out pit stops as Alex Gates to the high side of Truth Hoke as they come off of turn number 4. Gates just barely ahead of Hoke as they come down across the stripe. A couple drivers down on pit road. We see Travis Woodward on pit road. Philip Archibald also down on pit road. So green flag pit stops are underway just at the halfway mark. Alex Gates able to clear Truth Hoke as well as Brandon Sanfilippo. Now Sanfilippo looking down to the inside. He wants the lead as they come through turns 3 and 4. They will pull up alongside 77 to Gates. Here comes Hoke looking back down to the inside. Hoke trying to make it 3 wide, just not close enough to make that move underneath the 12 of Sanfilippo. Off a turn at number 2 and down the backstretch. Sanfilippo, oh, slides up in front of Truth Hoke. Hoke dives down to the inside. Now Hoke trying to take the lead back away. And great battles for the lead here. Swapping back and forth between these 3 drivers. Hoke down on the bottom. Gates up on the high side. Sanfilippo in the middle. Tim Wright, Ryan Coker down on pit road. Getting their pit stop done. What we can do is this. We'll turn on the pit stops down on the bottom of the screen. The way that works is if you see the pit flashing, that means they're on their way to their pit stall. When it's solid, that means they're in their pit stall. When they're down and away, that would be the time that they spent on their in their pit stall. And the total time on pit road will be when they exit pit road. You see Dennis Kane on pit road, Yost on pit road, Smith on pit road, Escobar also on pit road, Jesse Fox, Troy Thomas on pit road. So a few drivers getting their pit stops done at this time. Sounds like the 4 of Dennis Kane down on pit road as well. 54 of Rick Webb just coming down on the pit road. Right behind we see Rowan Lloyd also coming down on the pit road. So when are our leaders going to pit? That's going to be the next question. We'll have a bunch of drivers with fresh tires here blending in with the leaders. Gates still running that high lane. Sanfilippo still running down on the bottom. See Truth Hoke just trying to stay with these 2. As here comes the 6 of Sean Dunaway. Sorry, that's not the 6 of Dunaway. That is the 6 of Trevor Woodward. As you can see, Woodward a lap down, just got his lap back. That's why he was a little bit quicker. Seeing a couple drivers on fresher tires working through the field here as well. More drivers making their way down on the pit road. Truth Hoke on pit road. And oh, Dunaway almost lost it there coming down on the pit road. There's Curtis Ecker also on pit road. Rick Webb. Paul Shaw on pit road. Charles Mizell on pit road. It's our 4 leaders now. See the 99 coming around to get his lap back. Here comes Alex Gates. Brandon Sanfilippo on pit road as well. Lee Campbell going to stay out on the racetrack. We know he pit under the last caution due to incident. Same with Brandon Honeycutt. So they're going to take over the lead for now. As they are racing side by side for the lead. In the chat, we see Stephanie Fox says, keep climbing Jesse Fox. And Jesse's been doing a great job working his way back through the field after that early incident. As, oh, they're drafting and driving all the way down to the apron. Honeycutt on the low side. It looks like the 13 Honeycutt coming down on the pit road. Lee Campbell also coming down on the pit road this time. So that's going to give the lead of the race to either one of these drivers who are battling out for the top spot right now. That is Kensley Smith and Trevor Woodward. Right behind, we see Alex Teft and Philip Archibald battling it out as well. So drivers who came in a little bit early showing a little bit of speed here in the late goings of the race as we are coming, when they cross the line this time, to 30 to go. Alex Teft right there in the 3rd spot. He's got a 2nd gap over 4th place Philip Archibald, who's battling side by side with Dennis Kane for the 4th and 5th position. And the caution comes out. And Alex Gates, one of our leaders here early in this run. He's the one involved in this incident here, and we're going to go back to our wreckage rewind to see what happened to the 77 of Gates. See Yost up on the high side, Sanfilippo down on the bottom, and the 77 of Alex Gates there in the middle. Just looked like he was trying to split these drivers coming down the backstretch. Pushes up the track a little bit into Yost. Overcorrects it, comes back across the track. Makes heavy contact with the outside wall. Looks like a lot of damage to the suspension of that 77. Just not able to hold on to it. Slides it down to the apron. That's what brings out the most recent incident. So Kensley Smith will be your leader. Dennis Kane, Sean Dunaway, Brandon Sanfilippo, Curtis Ecker, and Brandon Honeycutt all stay out as the rest of the field comes down on the pit road. Don't know if they're coming in to top off or they're going to take tires too. We see, yeah, tires going up. Right side's going up on the 99 of Archibald. One driver down and away already. That's Truth Hoke, excuse me. Hugh Escobar rolls off in second. Unpopular opinion, that is a great looking truck right there, that 72. Even though I'm a New England boy through and through, definitely a fan of the Cowboys. Rough season for us tonight. I'm sure I'm going to lose a couple popularity points in the chat here tonight, but I don't know, that's a good looking truck right there. So, and as the seasons that we've had the last few years, any driver who has enough gall to run a Cowboys truck show that they're a true fan. So Kensley Smith going to be your leader here. Dennis Kane in second. Sean Dunaway up to the third spot, and Brandon Sanfilippo runs in the fourth spot. Curtis Hecker back in fifth. Brandon Honeycutt runs in sixth. Truth Hoke back up to seventh. Hugh Escobar in eighth. Tim Wright in ninth, and Jesse Fox climbing back up into the 10th position. As we are going to re-rack, restack, go back racing here. Kensley Smith going to choose that inside lane. Putting Dennis Kane up on the high side. As the field comes down the backstretch. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Kensley Smith going to be your control truck down into the Geico restart zone. So we are quickly approaching just 25 laps to go. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Kensley Smith going to lead him down to the Geico restart zone. Going to fire off. Green flag back in the air. And we are back racing here on lap 54. Already seen tires coming into play earlier. There was only a few laps on these tires for Kensley Smith, Sean Dunaway. Drivers like that, they were back on pit road on lap 44, 47. Is that going to make a difference for some of the other drivers with 5 or 6 lap newer tires? Dunaway up on that high side trying to get the momentum as Dennis Kane underneath off of turn number 4, going to slide into that second position. Here comes Dunaway back up on the high side, going to retake that second spot. Here's Sanfilippo coming into the mix here as well. Sanfilippo in the middle here, trying to use a little draft now off the 4 of Kane as they come down the backstretch. Now he's going to force it 3 wide down the backstretch. Stop better of it, tucks back in line all the way up to the top of the racetrack behind Dunaway as they come down into turn number 3. Now we see Brandon Honeycutt in the mix here as well. See the 55. Truth Hoke going to work their way back through along with Alex Teff. Curtis Hecker holding tough here up front as well. More tight racing up here at the front. We've seen on these fresh tires, drivers going for it as Sanfilippo still stuck up on that outside. They are 3 wide behind. Brandon Honeycutt's the meat in the sandwich with Alex Teff to the outside, Hoke to the inside as they come down into turn number 3. Hoke with a huge run down off of turn number 4. He's going to try to force something here, it looks like. Is he going to try to make it 4 wide? No, he's going to stay tucked in behind that Pennzoil machine as they come down across the stripe. We have 24 laps to go. Teff now on the bottom. He's taking a look underneath Sanfilippo. Side by side down the backstretch. Now tucks back in line behind that 12 machine. And one driver tucking out line. That's Trevor Woodward down to the inside lane. Brandon Honeycutt right behind as well as Dunaway. Stuck up on that high side. Got a little loose. He's going to lose a couple positions here. Falling back to the 5th spot for now as he tries to get that momentum back up on the high side. We see Rob Yost up there on the high side making some moves. He's now up into the 8th position. And then 3 wide behind, Truth Hoke meet in the sandwich with Philip Archibald and Dennis Kane. Hoke able to clear both of them up into the 9th spot. While they are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 back here in the front. With Alex Teft side by side with Trevor Woodward for that 3rd spot. Kensley Smith continues to run out front, but for now, as here comes Brandon Sanfilippo. Taking a look up to the high side of the 15 machine as they dive down into turn number 1. Here comes Teft to the middle as well. Off of turn 2, Sanfilippo going to take that outside momentum to the inside of Kensley Smith as they go down into turn number 3. Can he keep the spot here? He's going to have a little bit of help, it looks like, in the form of Trevor Woodward down on the low side. As now Alex Teft used a little side draft to keep that 6 truck behind him as they come down into turn number 1. Sanfilippo all by himself down there trying to do what he can. Now here comes Kensley Smith moving down to the low side. That's going to give a little bit of drafting help to the 12 of Sanfilippo as they come off of turn number 2. And Alex Teft now able to slice and dice to the inside of Kensley Smith. Alex Teft up to the top spot as they come down through turns 3 and 4. Is he able to clear Kensley Smith down into turn number 1? Right now he's getting a little bit of help here from the 6 of Trevor Woodward, and he is indeed going to take over that top spot as Smith now looks up to the high side. 20 laps to go here from Auto Club Speedway, and it's anybody's race. We've seen them flip back and forth as the racing has been intense since the drop of the green flag. Woodward now trying to take over the top spot. He will indeed take over that spot as they come down through turns 3 and 4 and onto the front stretch. Coming to 19 laps to go. Couple drivers coming off pit road. We see Tim Wright and Jesse Fox both on pit road right now. So they're just going to have to do a little stop and go here to make it to the end of the race. One truck coming off of pit road. That was Archibald. As here comes Alex Teft back down to the inside. Not quite close enough to make anything happen as this battle in the middle of this pack right here is starting to get really intense. Kensley Smith, Rob Yost, Brandon Honeycutt, Curtis Ecker have been going at it and fighting for these spots, trying to get up onto the podium here tonight. But Trevor Woodward in that Budweiser machine pulling away with the help of Andrew Teft in second. I'm using a little bit of draft and help, and as I say that, here comes Teft diving down to the inside as they come down through turns 3 and 4. Teft makes it stick on the low side, go drive all the way down to the white line as they come down across the stripe, and we'll have just 17 laps to go. A lot of 3 wide racing behind as we see this gaggle of cars led by Rob Yost down into turn at number 1. They are still 3 wide. Make that 4 wide as they come down through the corner. Contact between Hoke and the 19 of Curtis Ecker They're able to hold on to it. They were just 4 wide, beating and banging off each other at 160 miles an hour. As the battle for the lead is heating up again, here comes Alex Teft to the inside, trying to take that spot away. Thought about doing a slide job, didn't have the room to do it. There's door-to-door, side-by-side, 16 laps to go. Don't count out Brandon Sanfilippo, though. He is right there as well. Sanfilippo trying to do what he can in that 3rd spot. As Alex Teft finally able to clear the 6 of Woodward as they rocket down the backstretch, coming to 15 laps to go. Sounds like Paul Shaw is going to be pitting this time by as well, so few drivers going to be really close here on fuel. .33 of Charles Mizell as well, Paul Shaw, Kensley Smith on pit road as well, so that makes me wonder who up front is going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Both Teft and Woodward last pit on lap 51. Brandon Sanfilippo pit on 48. Sean Dunaway on 47. Then Roy Lloyd, Rob Yost both on 51. So I think fuel might be pretty tight here coming down to the end. We'll have to see how this one plays out. Alex Teft, though, running away from it right now. Pull away just a little bit. Hopefully he's got enough fuel in the tank. As we hear Brandon Sanfilippo going to be coming down pit road this time. Sean Dunaway, Curtis Ecker all on pit road this time. As Alex Teft comes down across stripe, we have 13 laps to go. And Alex Teft pulled away from Trevor Woodward, Rowan Lloyd. Don't know if those drivers might be trying to save a little bit of fuel here. As you see the 99 of Philip Archibald come around and get his lap back. Yeah, we see Trevor Woodward. Oh, Alex Teft now down on the pit road. Lee Campbell on pit road as well. That answers that question. So now it becomes a question of not if these guys have to come down pit road, but when these guys are going to have to come down pit road. Both Woodward and Rowan Lloyd on pit road last on lap 51. Here Rowan Lloyd's going to be coming down pit road this time, because we got lots of 4-wide racing here as drivers trying to get on the pit road. Drivers with fresh tires, full tanks of fuel. Brandon Honeycutt down on pit road as well. You see Woodward out in front. Get a couple drivers getting their laps back. Could he be saving? Last time by ran a 42.46 in relation. Some of the other drivers, gets a little out of shape there. Most of the other drivers are running 40s, 40.5s, 41.2s. So it looks like Woodward definitely out of the throttle. No, he's coming to pit road, so he is not going to try to stretch it any further. On the pit road he comes. Here comes Ryan Coker, going to be the leader as they come down across the stripe here. Coming to 10 laps to go. Coker was also last on pit road on lap 51. So unless he's saving a ton of fuel right now, the lead of the race is going to come back to Alex Teft, who's got a 2.5 second lead over second place Kensley Smith. Ryan Coker, though, off of turn number 4, passes pit road. Looks like he might try to gamble here, as we have 9 laps to go. Teft still has a good lead over second place Kensley Smith, excuse me. Rob Yost Jr. sits back in the 4th spot. Could he get himself a podium here if Coker runs out of fuel? Meanwhile, a little further back in the pack, here's San Filippo trying to work around the 19 of Curtis Ecker, get back into the top 10. And it sounds like the 44 of Coker is going to be coming down pit road this time. Here he does dive down onto pit road. And that is going to give the lead of the race to Alex Teft. And you see the gap behind him to second place Kensley Smith. See, the interval is growing too, as now it's over. Not really sure what is happening back here, but that lead that Alex Teft has had just grew a little bit. Oh, it's because of the driver coming out onto pit road. Messed up my time in scoring, but there it is. Almost a 3-second lead for Alex Teft here with 8 laps to go. And that lead is increasing as the laps wind down. We've had 4 cautions here tonight. Alex Teft is hoping for a green flag run to the end. I'm sure Brother Andrew's watching, thinking the same thing. Teft's coming up on the lap truck, the 72 of Hugh Escobar. One little battle back here right now between Trevor Woodward, Brandon Honeycutt, and the 61 of Rowan Lloyd as they go 3 wide off of turn at number 2. Tight racing down the backstretch. Honeycutt's going to tuck back in line. Here comes Curtis Ecker diving down to the inside of Alex Gates. Gates, who had an incident a little bit ago, rebounded nicely, currently up in the top 10. As we have 6 laps to go. Sean Dunaway now taking a look down to the inside of Robert Yost Jr. He's going to move Yost back into the 4th spot. While all that's going on, Alex Teft continues to pull away with a 3.2 second lead over second place Kensley Smith. Oh, big wiggle out of the 13 of Honeycutt as he was trying to make a move down underneath Trevor Woodward. He's not able to make it stick as they're battling door to door through the front stretch. That's Eckers and Woodward. Now the 4 of Dennis Kane in this mix as well. Kane looked like he was off the pace a little bit here as they're 3 wide down the backstretch. Honeycutt still stuck down on the bottom here as they come down into turn number 3. View from the iRacing blimp of all the action here. You see a little bit of a bump trap there from the 61 of Rowan Lloyd trying to give a shove to Ecker as they come down through the front stretch. We have just 4 laps to go. And Alex Teft has a commanding lead over Kensley Smith of 3.3 seconds. Don't look now, Sean Dunaway running down the 15 machine, trying to take over that 2nd spot on the podium. As they come off of turn number 4, we approach 3 laps to go. And don't look now, but Truth Hoke is in this mix here as well. Hoke back in the 4th position. You see these two battling side by side in front of him as Dunaway tries to take over that runner-up position. He will clear Kenzie Smith as they come down off of turn number 2. Big shove here from Smith down into turn number 3. Truth Hoke wrapping that bottom better than anybody right now. Pulls right up onto the back bumper, and he is there. Of course, it's one thing to catch him. It's another thing to get by him. 2 laps to go. The only thing Alex Teff wants to see right now is the white flag. As that will mean just one more lap of racing, and that yellow flag will be put away. But as hard as these drivers are racing back here, I am not counting anything out as they come down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Kensley Smith makes another move down to the inside. Here comes Hoke, trying to make it 3 wide as a white flag flies. 1 lap to go for Alex Teff. All he's got to do is just put that truck in cruise control and make 4 good corners. While the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th continues to heat up here, it's Truth Hoke right there on the back bumper. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rocket down the backstretch, nose to tail. But up front, Alex Teff coming down through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Down to the stripe, and Alex Teff will be your winner in race number 2 here at Auto Club Speedway. Sean Dunaway is going to take over 2nd. Kinsley Smith back in 3rd. Truth Hope in 4th. And Brandon Honeycutt round out your top 5. But your winner here tonight from Auto Club Speedway from Hope Valley, Rhode Island, Alex Teff, getting the win. Incredible racing all through the field here tonight. Steff's going to make his way around to the front stretch where he's going to come through and celebrate this win here tonight. I'm burning it down right here at the start-finish line. Alex Teff getting the win, burning it down here right in front of the flag stand here at Auto Club Speedway. We'll get ready to take a look at the final results as he goes out onto the grass, starts tearing up that lawn here. Again, your winner here tonight, Alex Teff, driver of the 43 machine. 2nd place, Sean Dunaway. Kensley Smith back in 3rd. Truth Hoke and Brandon Honeycutt round out your top 5. Trevor Woodward back in 6th. Rowan Lloyd back in 7th. Brandon Sanfilippo in the 8th spot. Lee Campbell and Rob Yost round out your top 10. Curtis Hecker comes home 11th. Dennis Kane back in 12th. Alex Gates rebounds for a 13th place finish. Charles Mizell back in 14th. And Paul Shaw, your 15th place finisher. Tim Wright back in 16th. Jesse Fox in 17th. Philip Archibald back in the 18th position. 19th was Ryan Coker. And Hugh Escobar back in 20th. Troy Thomas 21st. Blair Holloman in 22nd. Rick Webb 23rd. Kirby Wenscott in 24th. And Andrew Teff rounds out the field here tonight from Auto Club Speedway as we get ready to talk to our top 3 here. Got a little note here. We'll talk about that in a moment. Just waiting for our top 3 to come up into the waiting room. Of course, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Of course, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch, do appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, don't forget to check out our web links down below Of course, the link to the Racers Elite Facebook page. You can find that down in the links below, as well as you can find links to our great partners, including the Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptics needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. You can also find links to our website over at intensityracing.com. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, check us out over at intensityracing.com. As we get ready to talk to our top three, starting with our third place finisher, Kensley Smith. Kensley, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? One second. I'm not able to unmute you there. Let me click over here. Of course, this is when my Stream Deck loves to not work for me. There we go. Man, great run for you here tonight. Coming home P3. Led some laps up at the front here tonight. Had some great racing since the drop of the green flag. What was your strategy here tonight? Because I saw, seems like everybody thought they were going to have enough fuel there at the end, and everybody just had to come down for that final stop.
I knew there wasn't going to be enough fuel, so I that last caution, I was like, there's no point in going in and pitting. Just because there wasn't going to be enough, I was going to have to pit again anyways. I think Alex only took 2 tires, and that's what really put him out so far ahead. And I was thinking about doing 2, but when I had to go down, there was just too many laps to go to just take 2.
Yeah, it seemed like tires really played a factor here tonight with some great racing up at the front. Talk about some of that white knuckle racing there at the front too at the beginning of the race. 3-4 wide racing early to start this one. Did that kind of surprise you, especially having the 4 cautions that we had?
Yeah, I mean, we just started a new season, so we got a couple of new people in here, so everybody feels like they have to go. And I mean, it's just beginning of the season. Everybody's wanting to be to the front, and of course, at a place like Auto Club where you're basically all out, almost all the way around the track, and you just let off a little bit to get into the corners. It's just one of those things where everybody thinks they're fast, and I mean, you are fast here. You're at top speed at pretty much the whole way around the track. So, um, I mean, you just had to keep your composure and just keep your surroundings, be aware of all your surroundings and who's around you.
Well, next week you guys head on over to Charlotte Motor Speedway. How do you like your chances at the quad oval there in Charlotte, North Carolina?
I usually do pretty decent at Charlotte. I'm not expecting a top 3, but should get at least top 10.
Well, again, awesome run for you here tonight. Third place finish. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Of course, my teammates Brandon Sanfilippo and Brandon Honeycutt. We're over a year of racing together at Driving Extreme Inc. And then of course Andrew putting on league and you hopping in for us tonight and broadcasting for us. And my daughter, my #1 fan, she loves sitting here watching me race, and she has fun doing it.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Good luck next week at Charlotte, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, sir.
Have a great night.
You too.
That was your third place finisher, Kensley Smith. Let's bring in your second place finisher here, Sean Dunaway. Sean, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you.
Man, great run here up into second, up 10 spots from where you started. So a big move from the drop of the green flag till the end. Talk us through the strategy to get yourself up to the front, because I know you qualified again back in the 12th spot, kind of ran mid-pack most of the race, and then found yourself there at the front at the end.
Yeah, during practice, I was watching a lot of people run like that, the middle line, it seemed, and even some people running the low line. I tried both of those, but really the only place I felt comfortable was like the top line. And then like during the race, I was like, okay, I'll try the line everybody's doing, that like mid line. Still wasn't working out for me. I was finally like, you know what, screw it. We're just gonna go top line, see what happens. Maybe I'll kill the tires, maybe I won't. And yeah, luckily, like once I got to the top line, it just stuck like the whole race, and it just felt so good up there. So I was able to, get a lot of momentum out of the corners and finally make my way up to P2 there.
Well, another one there who used the strategy to get themselves up to the front, especially everybody having a pit for fuel at the end there. I know towards the end, Alex was pulling away. We had those 4 cautions here tonight. Were you kind of hoping that one more would come out to give yourself a shot there at the end?
No, because I'm pretty bad at restarts. That's for sure. I definitely thrive on the long run, so I'm glad that the caution didn't come out there. But yeah, I took 4 tires on that last stint. I know Alex took 2 tires. Maybe I should have taken those 2 tires. It seems like, those right sides, as long as those ones were nice and fresh, you could maintain your pace, that's for sure. But oh well.
Well, next week we move on to Charlotte Motor Speedway, another track with multiple lines you can run. Another track where 2 tires might work out for you. How do you like your chances next week at Charlotte?
Pretty good. I definitely like those kinds of tracks. I think that's where I thrive the most. And I'm finally getting, to that point where um, I can make anything work on the long run now. So it feels pretty good. I'm just gonna, quote unquote, kill the tires, but in a reasonable manner, I guess. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome, Sean. Well, again, congratulations here on your runner-up finish here tonight. Of course, before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race here.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up. Good luck next week at Charlotte, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yep, thank you.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
So that was your second place finisher, Sean Dunaway. Let's bring in the man of the hour, driver of the 43, Alex Teft. Alex, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, congratulations on the win here tonight. Just heard this is your first truck win here in the series, so congratulations to that, man. That truck was flat out flying there at the end. I was told you took 2 tires there on that final stop, and that was the difference because you got out to a lead and you just started pulling away. Were you kind of surprised that those 2 tires were able to pull away like that at the end?
Not too much. I was just really surprised that nobody else took 2 tires. I was playing some weird tire strategy all throughout the race. There was that one caution where I took left sides and started up front, fell way back. And I short pit everybody and made up a bunch of ground. The caution fell when I was in like 5th place. And then I just trying to do something different from everybody else. And it just, fell in my favor today.
Okay, sometimes that works out. Well, speaking of cautions, I know we had 4 to start the race. Coming down to the end, coming to about 10 laps ago, I'm sure that was in the back of your mind that a caution was going to come out. How worried were you that a caution was going to come out there and ruin your race there at the end?
Incredibly worried. I was just going as fast as I could, just try to get that white flag and, try to seal the deal.
Well, the strategy worked out for you tonight. Again, getting off strategy worked in your favor tremendously here at Auto Club. Next week, you guys move on to Charlotte Motor Speedway, another track where 2 tires can work and strategy can come into play. How do you like your chances going back to back next week?
I wouldn't, not too confident in going back to back, but I should have a decent run there. Historically, that's one of my better tracks, especially in the truck. Of course, I say that, but this is my first win in the truck, so that doesn't say too much then.
Well, I hate to say it. I'm going to be that guy. It looks like a tough sandwich. Your brother having a tough race, finishing last, you finished first. So that's got to be a great feeling there to be up on top here for your first win. So congratulations on that. And of course, Alex, before we let you go here tonight, anyone who want to thank, any shout outs you got to give here?
Definitely thank you guys over to Intensity for doing this broadcast for us today. Thank the league, Races Elite. These new seasons have been nice and competitive so far, and good racing. Thank Kensley, KS Designs, doing paints for a lot of people in the league. And thank my friends and viewers that watch all the time and my fiance.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on your first win. Go celebrate that one, and good luck next week at Charlotte. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again sometime.
Good. Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
You too.
So that was your winner, Alex Teft, getting it done here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. And that's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, don't forget to like that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. We've got a lot planned in the next few weeks, so check us out there. Follow our Facebook page as well if you'd like. We'll always have news and such on there. Points are updated. I can't pull them up on the screen just yet, but Brandon Honeycutt still your points leader. Rowan Lloyd going to move up 1 spot into second. Alex Teft jumps up 12 spots into third. Truth Hoke up 5 spots in the fourth. Dennis Kane falls back a spot into fifth. Lee Campbell Up 6 spots into 6. Sean Dunaway moves up in the 6th place, tie for 6, along with Timothy Wright and Rob Yost. And then Kensley Smith will round out your top 10 currently in the points. So points already updated. You can find those over on simracerhub.com. Search for the league. Of course, you can also check out their website. Links down below in the description for the Facebook page, which will bring you to the Discord channel, which is also posted in the Facebook chat and the YouTube chat, and the Twitch chat as well. So if you're looking to join, all that stuff is right there for you. Check out our great partners down below, including the Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs, as well as IntensityRacing.com for any swag that you need, whether it's our novelty t-shirts, some of Atlee, Atman, and Weiss's gear, or you're trying to get swag of your own. Get a quote today over at IntensityRacing.com. Again, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, thanks for joining us here on short notice. We look forward to seeing you again, as our boy Atlee, Atman, Weiss would say.